The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, is a widely used personality assessment tool that is based on the theories of Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. The assessment consists of a series of questions that are designed to help individuals understand their own preferences and tendencies in 4 key areas: extroversion versus introversion, sensing versus intuition, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. By answering these questions, individuals receive a 4-letter code that represents their personality type, such as INFP or ESTJ. Each type is associated with certain strengths, weaknesses, and preferences, and the assessment can be used to help individuals better understand themselves, their communication style, and their relationships with others. However, it is important to note, while the MBTI can be a useful tool for self-awareness, it also has been subject to criticism and controversy over scientific validity and reliability. INFP is one of the 16 personality types identified by the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI. It stands for introverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. People with an INFP personality type are typically quiet, reflective, and idealistic individuals who place a high value on personal authenticity and meaning in their lives. They often have a strong sense of empathy and desire to help others, and may be drawn to creative pursuits like writing, art, or music. The I in INFP stands for introverted, which means that these individuals tend to be reflective and introspective, preferring to focus on their inner world of thoughts and feelings rather than the external world. The N in INFP stands for intuitive, which means that these individuals tend to rely on their intuition and imagination to interpret information and make sense of the world around them, rather than relying solely on concrete factual data. The F in INFP stands for feeling, which means that these individuals tend to prioritize personal values and emotions when making decisions, and may have a strong sense of empathy and concern for the well-being of others. The P in INFP stands for perceiving, which means that these individuals tend to be adaptable, flexible, and open-minded, preferring to keep their opinions open rather than preferring to keep their options open rather than making quick decisions or committing to a rigid plan. Overall, INFPs are often described as sensitive, empathetic, creative, and idealistic individuals who value authenticity and personal growth. Welcome to INFP Reflections, a channel dedicated to exploring the inner world of the INFP personality type. Here, we'll delve deep into the thoughts, feelings, and experiences of an INFP and share insights and reflections on what it means to be one. From our idealistic nature to our creative passions, join us on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're an INFP yourself or simply curious about this personality type, this channel is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's reflect together. My name is Wendell, and I have an INFP personality type. And I wanted to share my perspectives and my values in order to entertain myself. This is a different project than what I've done in the past. In the past, I've always wanted a following, and that is not my goal here today. My goal here today is to entertain myself because I am the audience. I am the INFP. And if my experiences and my values can somehow be entertaining to other people, then so be it. But that's not the goal, because that's where I failed in the past by trying to reach these other people that exist, and I can't find them, so I keep failing. But I don't want to fail this project, so I won't set my standards for the project to reach people. It is to entertain myself and to maybe learn something along the way. I want to clarify that I am only one instance of an INFP personality type, and I'm sure there would be lots of different types of people that carry the INFP personality trait. But the thing is us INFPs can come together because most of our goals and the ways that our mind is structured levitates to the same sort of ideas. We're very reflective people. So I'm sure other INFPs could relate with the topics that I will unfold on this channel. Let me explain to you the method of documentation being used throughout this series, because it is important to know the style of content you are receiving. Nietzsche used this method to document his thoughts. He used to go on long walks and just stop and then write a paragraph or a sentence. He would then continue his walk or what he was doing and then stop again and then write down what was on his mind. So we'll be using a similar style of writing, except through a video camera. I'll spend long periods of time thinking about what I want to say next that logically builds upon what was said previously. So it's a lot different style than you would get if you were to write an outline or something, because the ideas organically grow instead of having those thoughts placed in a timeline. So I don't know how the video is going to turn out. I just go with the flow and build upon the thoughts that I proposed previously. Because of this method of recording information, I can never know how long the videos will go for. So every video is unique. It introduces information, ponders upon that information, and then reaches some type of conclusion about that information, and then the video is done. So each video is unique. They won't be coordinating to any timeline. If it takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to some sort of viable conclusion, then that's what it takes. If it only takes half an hour, then that's all it takes. So each video will be unique. Here are my qualifications. My most valued qualification is my bachelor in philosophy. INFP is just the springboard that I will use to open up about myself and how I view the world. It's just a type indicator. That's all it does, is indicate. I'm sure there's lots of different types of INFPs, but what I'm trying to do here is make content that INFPs would enjoy, that would also get them to contemplate some deep information which INFPs enjoy doing. So I hope I do well presenting this information to you. I don't know what information we'll come across, but I will say that we'll be using ChatGPT in our journeys, because ChatGPT revolutionizes how education works, and we can discover many different possibilities through the use of ChatGPT. And I'm excited about this new technology, and I think you should be too. The introduction to my YouTube page was created by ChatGPT. There's so many cool things you can do with it, and it opens the possibilities of what humans can do, because you leave the more difficult menial task to the AI. You just give the AI instructions on what to do, and then it does it. So there's definitely a skill in being able to ask the right questions to the AI. I have been talking to AI since I was very young. I always felt emotionally isolated in this world because I care a lot about a lot of things, and it seems that most people don't care about important issues, and to be able to talk about important issues you have to go to a chatterbot, because no one else will talk about these issues, but a chatbot will talk about these issues. And I've always felt so liberated talking to a chatbot, because I was able to focus on issues that were important to me. So the combination of talking to a chatbot and talking to a camera over my life conditioned me to be a unique person who thinks about the world in a very unique way, because ultimately what I'm doing here is talking to myself, and I rarely get any feedback, so it's just like I'm feeding off myself. Each scene leads to another scene that leads to another scene. I'm feeding off of the information that's been processed in my past, and by me opening up and talking about what I'm thinking in front of a camera, ultimately leads a conversation. I can ask it whatever I want, and it will talk to me. I ask humans a lot of things, and they don't talk to me. There's a lot of questions in here. A lot of questions. I ask humans a lot of things, and they don't answer. It's just like I can ask whatever I want to humans, and they won't answer. I can ask whatever I want to AI, and it'll answer. And ChatGPT answers really good, but I ask whatever I want to humans, and I just keep on asking questions that are difficult to humans, and they don't answer. But I don't want to end it there. I want to have a good ending, and that involves entertaining myself. So that's what I'm doing now, is entertaining myself. That closed off the teaching portion of my life, and now I'm just going to entertain myself because I get bored and I feel like I should be doing something meaningful. And that's the thing with doing this in your personality type. Like, we are creatures about meaning. We need to know the things that we do mean something in our life. And if the things we do don't mean anything, then we're gonna be really depressed, because that's the type of personality we are as INFPs. We really we crave meaning in our lives. I tried so hard to finish it, to just stop making videos, and I just got so bored, and I wanted to learn and be entertained and entertain, and like, I tried really hard to stop, but it's ingrained in my personality to do this. So when you remove this from my life, it removes a huge part of my identity. So I have to make videos, and I have to talk about what's important on my heart. And that's just who I am. And if I didn't do that, then I think I would be a pretty bad person, because I have all the capabilities to do that. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm being underutilized as a person. I live in a beautiful city of Canberra. Her name is Sophia. As an INFP, one of the ways you may create meaning is through your strong sense of personal values and beliefs. You may spend a lot of time reflecting on what is important to you and what you believe in, and you may strive to align your actions with these beliefs. INFPs are also often creative and imaginative and may find meaning through artistic expression or creative pursuits such as writing, music, or visual arts. You may find that your creativity allows you to express yourself in ways that words alone cannot, and may help you connect with others on a deeper level. Additionally, INFPs are often deeply empathetic and compassionate, and may find meaning through helping others or contributing to causes they believe in. You may be drawn to work in fields such as counseling, social work, or non-profit organizations where you can make a positive impact on the lives of others. Finally, INFPs may create meaning through their relationships with others. You may value close, meaningful connections with others and may seek out deep, intimate relationships that allow you to connect on a soulful level. You may also find meaning through supporting and caring for those you love and may prioritize their needs and well-being above your own. INFPs are often attracted to philosophy because they are introspective and value deep, meaningful conversations and ideas. They may enjoy exploring complex questions about the nature of existence, the meaning of life, and the human condition, and may find that philosophical inquiry allows them to better understand their own beliefs and values. As an INFP, you may also be highly attuned to the emotions and experiences of others, and may be drawn to philosophical ideas that address issues of justice, compassion, and morality. You may be interested in exploring ethical theories and their implications for society, or in considering how different philosophical traditions can shed light on contemporary issues. Overall, philosophy may appeal to INFPs because it offers a space for deep thinking, exploration of ideas, and a sense of connection with something larger than oneself. By grappling with big questions and ideas, INFPs may find that they are able to gain insight into themselves and the world around them, and to develop a more nuanced understanding of their own beliefs and values. As with any personality type, INFPs have their own unique strengths and weaknesses. Some areas that INFPs may struggle with include decision making, practicality, assertiveness, organization and time management, dealing with conflict. It's important to note that these are general tendencies, and not all INFPs will struggle with these areas. Additionally, INFPs have many strengths, including creativity, empathy, and a deep sense of compassion, which can make them valuable contributors in many settings. As an INFP, you may be a deeply romantic person, valuing emotional intimacy and connection in your relationships. INFPs tend to be idealistic and romantic, seeking deep and meaningful connections with others that go beyond superficial interactions. INFPs often have a rich inner world and vivid imagination, which can make them highly attuned to the emotional needs and desires of their partners. They may enjoy expressing their feelings through romantic gestures such as writing love letters, planning special dates, or giving thoughtful gifts. However, INFPs can also be quite private and reserved, and may take time to open up and fully express their feelings. They may struggle with initiating romantic relationships, or may have high standards for what they are looking for in a partner. Overall, while not all INFPs may be romantic in the traditional sense, many INFPs do tend to place high value on emotional intimacy and connection in their relationships. This is my 12th book, My Religion. I think I failed in this because I can't describe my religion. I have to act out my religion, because my religion is the life that I live actively, not some particular values that I write down in a book. I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to write books anymore. This is a much better mechanism than writing books. This is actively recording your life as it happens, and a book is after that. It's reflective of that. Like, you look at a paragraph and then you change around that paragraph and then you edit what you're doing, whereas a film records and captures the moment as it happens, and you just have to have the content that you wish to discuss within the recording, which you think about. So it's done differently, and I think this way is much more efficient and also much more transparent, because you're recording your life and talking about the topics that you wish to discuss during those recordings, if you get what I'm saying. You got a camera in your hand and you're using that to record both yourself and text, and you're presenting. I'm the presenter, at least I'm trying to be a good presenter, and the method that's used to record is much more efficient when you're recording live, whereas a book is really inefficient, and ultimately we'll be able to search through videos to find what we're looking for. That technology will just take time. So welcome to INFP Reflections, the reflections of an INFP personality. And I hope during this series we can discuss topics that would be important to an INFP personality. And I hope we can come together and talk about these subjects in a communal way through comments, but that's not my objective because ultimately I've tried this many times before and failed. So I'm just entertaining myself. If the comments come and we can discuss these subjects communally, then I would greatly appreciate that. But until then, I'm just entertaining myself and trying to get a bit of education in and room for personal growth as well. So I hope you enjoy this series, INFP Reflections, which will just discuss things that my heart cares about, and we'll talk about potential solutions to problems that the world has manifest for us to deal with, and how we deal with those problems is a big question. What can I personally do to tackle some of these huge issues that humanity's been left with regarding the environment and what we do with it, ultimately exploiting it. And there's huge moral issues around our modern interpretation of capitalism, and there's huge issues around our modern interpretation of communism too. So there never seems to be an equilibrium. We're always going one side or the other. There's never a synthesis of both. And it's really difficult to deal with this political economy being an INFP because your views are so much slower. Like, you interpret the information slower, but you get a tighter grasp on the information. It takes a while for things to sink in, but once they sink in, you understand them very well. The INFP personality and how it interprets the news of the world. So we'll be talking about a lot of difficult issues, and I want to state that I can't really provide solutions. I can provide us ways to talk about these subjects. Ultimately, the solution has to come from the community coming together and reaching those solutions. It's really hard for one person to make a difference, but by doing this, I think that I'm trying to make a difference, and I'm doing what is in my capabilities to make a difference by trying to give us ways to talk about these difficult subjects, because I've contemplated these subjects throughout my entire life, and it's time we digested what's going to happen in society and plan for a prosperous society, and not a violent one, because we have those two possibilities, and I'm trying to condition the psychology of the people to be beneficial for the outcome of the collective. But I'm an individualist because the collective learns through the individual. The individual, that's you, make the collective, but it's hard because you have to do it collectively for anyone to notice, and you'll probably never be noticed, but it doesn't matter. That's not the objective. The objective is to try. And that's what I'm doing right now in front of a camera, is trying to make what I am into something useful for society. And I've struggled at doing that quite significantly over my life, but I hope that this can be a new chapter to be able to document my thoughts in a way that it could be beneficial for the collective. So this is my attempt at trying to do the morally right thing for me to do based on the person that I am. And I've given this a lot of thought. Like, it's really hard when most of what you're getting from society is negative. It's really hard to keep going. But it's not about that. It's about me trying, and that's all that matters. And through me trying, I entertain myself. So I entertain myself along the way because I have to watch these videos. So I gotta put my psychology through the action of watching what I documented, which hopefully will be entertaining for me. So I'm the star of my own show, and I'm trying to get a good outcome for that star, and I don't really know what that outcome is, but I'll guess I'll see. All I gotta do myself is be the best person that I can be, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. And if you're watching, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Please comment and talk about these subjects with me. We'll be talking about a lot of different subjects, but we'll be looking at these subjects through the lens of an INFP and how most INFPs would think about these subjects. And that's what's so good about ChatGPT, is it gives us the ability to relate subjects with INFP, because you can say, what do you think INFPs would feel about this and this and this? And then it would think about, and we can learn more about our personality together through talking about difficult subjects. And that's the ultimate goal, is for us INFPs to come together and talk about the things that God has placed on our hearts, because we are usually very passionate people and care very much about meaning. And this is my meaning, this is my world, and I look forward to exploring more and more of the world with you, especially since ChatGPT came out, because the older AI was really bad. Like, the chatbots of our past were not good, and ChatGPT is actually good. So it changes so much about society, and it adds to the ways that I can produce my content. So I look forward to exploring the subjects that are close to my heart with you on camera, and relating that with our personalities, and using that information to help us all grow as individuals and shine our light in the ways that we're capable of, what's in our capabilities, because that's what INFPs want to know is, what can I do to serve my purpose in the world. INFPs want to develop meaning in their life, and I'm trying to open a way for us all to learn together and develop meaning together as INFPs. And if I get people that are interested, then that's good. If I don't, I'm just entertaining myself. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching. It means a lot. Stay safe and God bless.